That's a strange kind of hat you have, or it's an umbrella.
The Pace Pro is exactly what we were missing at Core.
What does the high V and the low V, like the split, what does it do?
What a great time to be alive, and happy launch day to Core for launching the Core Pace Pro along with the Sensor 4 bar. These are the most high-performing products you will find. This is a next era in kite design. 3-strut Alula design from Core coming out today. So let's dive into this with the Core Pace Pro.
How do you set the pace? To play it safe? Or push the limit? To stay in line? Or break the mold? When it all comes down, when every meter counts, when every move matters, that's when your pace makes the difference. Find your edge. Find your courage. Find the trust in yourself, the wind, and your gear. Face the challenge. Feel the difference. Set the pace. It's a new beginning. Pace Pro.
All right, so to find out more about what this kite can actually do, I think no better one to call than Giel Vlugt, international team rider for Core, a very dear friend of mine, one of the funniest guys I know, and of course, Double G, the first one to land the double mega loop and proper S loops. So mad respect to him, and let's give him a buzz. Ooh, who have we got there?
Ooh. What's up? How are you?
What's up, brother? I'm doing very good. That's a strange kind of hat you have, or it's an umbrella?
It's what's the name of these Mexican hats?
Sombrero.
Sombrero.
Yeah, man. Lekker, tequila. Lekker. Where are you at, bro? Looks like Tarifa or Mexico.
Tarifa.
Nice.
Tarifa.
Any
Enjoying.
wind?
No, today it's dead, but we got some wind coming tomorrow, and then for the next 4 or 5 days it's going to be Levante.
Nice. And it's an exciting week because it's the launch of the Pace Pro and some other items, the new bar, the new board. So yeah, the Pace Pro seems like one of the most high-performing kites in the world right now. And yeah, what has the Pace Pro done for your riding specifically, Giel?
Yeah, I mean, the Pace Pro is exactly what we were missing at Core. The only gap I feel like we had to fill. It's a kite that's extremely good at double looping, which is great for me in the small sizes. But of course, that also translates to what bigger sizes are able to do. Like I can easily say that a 12 meter does kite loops and not just for me. So a 10 meter works for pretty much everyone. 12 meter works for looping for people who have some experience in kiting. So that's of course very exciting, and just in general, it's a very easy kite to handle. And if you want to progress in big air kiteboarding without having to take the crashes that you and I had to take along the way, this of course you can still crash, but this kite definitely minimizes a lot of the risk that was out there, because not just because it's quick in turning, but the recovery is pretty incredible. So it's a big plus, definitely.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like that is one of the biggest pluses of the Pace Pro, that the recovery is just so fast that it will always catch you after the loop, no matter whether you're doing a single loop or a double loop. Yeah, it just seems very easy, efficient, much more forgiving than the XR Pro. You know, I think the XR Pro still jumps a little bit higher, has a little bit more hang time because of the profile. So yeah, how is the hang time and the loop compared to the XR Pro, you reckon?
Yeah, I think the recovery of the XR Pro is still really good, but it's just the turning speed of the kite, and having to fly that kite so much on the back lines is a little different on the Pace Pro for sure. I feel like a lot of brands are going very heavy on the front lines. Core is a bit more heavy on the back lines, which gives you a lot of feeling for the kite and a lot of control. And with the Pace, I feel like they've gone somewhere in between with the Pace Pro. So it's not fully on the front lines. It's not flying fully on the back lines like an XR to me does a lot. But it's a bit of a combination of both. So it just creates a very, very smooth and gentle loop, and gives everyone who rides the kite for a couple of minutes, it gives you so much confidence to go on and try a trick that you've never tried before. We've seen it in Cape Town with the dealer meeting that people were trying out their dream tricks within 20 minutes of riding the kite, and I think that's just incredible. You know, it speaks to such a huge audience that I think that's one of the most valuable points that the Pace Pro is going to bring to the market right now.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, at first it might come across a bit scary, like, oh, this is just a double loop kite, but it's just one of the most efficient, high-performing kites on the market right now. And even, yeah, for average Joe, they can improve their big air in light wind, in strong wind. So, yeah, I think the Alula has also played a big role in developing this kite. Yeah, tell me a little bit more about the development process. Who has actually designed it? Who is the core designer? What was the inspiration? And yeah, tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, so Frank Ilfrich, he designed it, and together with the testing team and a lot of input from the riders in Cape Town, we've been going back and forth and trying to come up with the best kite possible. We had some testing days where almost everybody of the team showed up, and we were just testing some kites with 8 to 10 people, which was pretty special. And we are just all there brainstorming, giving our feedback, and I think it helped a lot to just have so many different riders come in with the input as well. Because, like you said, a lot of people might think that it's just good for double loops, but it's one of the only kites, or one of the few kites, let's say, on the market that has a really good low end, but also a really good high end. Because I feel like a lot of the kites these days, they either have a fantastic low end, but the high end's not great, or the other way around. But since we have input from so many riders with different perspectives on what they want out of a kite, I think that makes a big reason why, let's say, the 8 and the 9 meter are pretty much for anyone who wants to do bigger and progress in loops and stuff like that, because it's forgiving enough, but you can make it very extreme because the kite recovers so quick. You don't need to have a lot of pull, but if you want, you can have a lot of pull. So it's like, it feels like everybody chipped in, and you feel that like the kite gives that feedback that everybody put their best in there.
Amazing. That's so good to hear. And if you had to pick two sizes, which will be your sizes if you will be average Joe? Not for double looping because you will go for your 6, but
yeah. Ooh, that's a
two
good
sizes is harder. You need 3, 8, 10, and 12.
Yeah, but 3. Yeah, I mean, I think the 10 meter for anyone who's a little heavier still works incredibly well. Like, there's a ton of hang time, but you can pretty easily loop the kite. I mean, Zara was looping it the other day like it was nothing. So the 10 meter is one of my favorites, personal favorites. And then I think 9 or 8 are also really good. Of course, when you get down to 7 and 6, they start to get really, really quick, because that's what we need them to be. We need people to, not just us to double loop, but people who want to try a double loop. You grab a 6 and you'll double loop. Like, I'm really confident saying that, because I know what it feels like. I know what I've seen people ride the kite. I mean, Zara's first time on the 6, she did one kite loop, and then she came to me. She'd never done a double before, and she said, "Okay, I'm gonna double now." And she just went out first kicker and doubled it. So it just gives you that confidence. And I think for me, the sizes would be like 10 and 9 if it wasn't doubling. If it's doubling, for sure, I take the 7 in there.
Yeah, nice.
But for the average Joe, 8, 9, 10, those are fantastic, because if you're looking at a 12, it's a very playful 12. But most people that ride a 12 want something floaty, something to just boost. And then I still think, you need something floaty, you need something that goes high and is easy to use. I'd still probably choose an XR Pro. If you want to loop it, or you want to use it for strapless, or you just want the kite to be more direct, then for sure the 12 Pace Pro is a really good kite. But I think where the Pace Pro really comes to its own is is from 10 down for sure.
Nice, that's good to know. Tell me a little bit
Yeah.
more about the Ultimate Trio, because Core is having a nice launch week with the Pace Pro, obviously the new bar, the Sensor 4, and also the Choice 6.
Yeah.
What is so magical about this setup?
I mean, it's the bar that's coming with it. That is the bar you need to ride the pace to have the safety system fully operational. So that's why it was a big step for Core to go to the pace, because it's all fixed bridle setup. So you're going to need to ride the new bar with it. The new bar, you can fly with a high V and a low V, and it's got a really good safety system that works on every kite. So it's kind of it's a big step for Core, but it's a big step for kiteboarding in general as well, because a lot of brands can profit from this. Of course, we always want people to ride the bar and the kite and the board, but this gives you an opportunity that if you're in love with the Core bar, but you still want to ride a kite that flies better on a low V, you should be flying it on a low V. So I think it's a very cool approach. Everything that we didn't really like on the Sensor 3 Pro has been fixed. So I'm really excited about that on the bar. So the bar is definitely a big plus. And it also helps if you want to put short lines on that you have a low V. I mean, you going crazy into short lines over the last couple of months. I mean, I'm sure you appreciate that as well. And then the board.
Sorry, to go back to the bar. To go back to the bar quickly,
so,
what does the high V and the low V, like the split, what does it do?
Yeah, so it changes the shape of the kite a bit, and I think a lot of people don't know about this or think it's not that important, because I had some people in the clinics as well that were riding, I'm not sure, maybe an Orbit or something that was supposed to fly on a low V, and they were flying it on a high V, and then I gave them I gave them a bar to try with a low V, and all of a sudden they love the kite. So it changes the shape of the kite. If you have a high V, it pulls the kite a bit more into a C shape. The kite wasn't designed for that. So kites are designed to either fly on a high V or on a low V, and they work the other way, but never the way that the designer or the testing team intended to.
Exactly.
So
make sure your setup is legit.
Yeah, you got to make sure the setup is right.
Yeah, no, it's
definitely do your research.
Yeah, nice. And the line lengths Core flies on?
It's a standard 18.
Yeah.
Then you have extensions of 4 and 2. So you can ride it 24, 22, 20, or 18.
Nice. Good. I like the versatility on that. Nice.
Yeah. And then you have a short line set that you can add. And then I believe you can fly at 10, 12, and 14.
Nice. And the Choice 6 is also new one of the Choice 5, obviously. How have you been liking that?
I mean, the Choice line before wasn't really my favorite, just because it wasn't that focused on big air. I felt like it was a bit more focused on freestyle. This year, they're saying this is the big air board, and
you're not feeling it.
I was not sure. I was not sure, because I really like the Fusion, and I like the carved. I think the carved, when it's choppy, is a bit heavy on the knees for me personally. So I like to have a bit of a softer board, but then the Fusion, if it gets really windy, I feel like it's a bit too soft. And then I tried the Choice 6, and for me, it's the big air board right now.
Yeah.
It's the board that mixes them both so well. And it's got some ridiculously aggressive channels, angled fins, and just when you put the board on the edge, it just shoots upwind, and it really helps a lot with creating a vertical takeoff, which is something that is extremely important in big air, but especially in double loops and S loops and potentially triple loops. Like, you want to have as much line tension, go as straight up in the air as you possibly can, and it just helps so much with line tension when you're up in the air, looping a big kite or double looping, triple looping, whatever. To me, it's a game changer. So that's my choice right now.
Nice. I cannot wait to try all this gear and get some of those vertical takeoffs going, and the double loop that pays like there's no tomorrow. And I owe you an S loop, I feel. So
you owe me an S loop. Yeah, I think that I'm excited about that. I might be more excited than you are.
That's good. We can all use all the stoke we can get for this jump. So what is going on with the launch for the Pace Pro? What is the vision for the Core team this week in Tarifa?
Yeah, we just had a nice breakfast where we discussed all the plans for this week, and we got a lot of guys from the team here, and we're just going to try to create a huge splash to reveal the new kite, and everybody's super excited. We got some cool ideas to shoot some stuff and some locations, and yeah, we're getting excited for this one for sure.
Amazing. Any other cool things happening at Core or things to look out for in the future? Some events or team shoots going on? What you guys focusing on?
Well, we're shooting for the Pace Pro release now. I'm having a clinic at the same time, and then right after, I'm going to Gran Canaria for the GKA World Cup event. And after that, I think I go to Oman to do some training, but we'll see. We'll try to create some more content with this kite. And yeah, I'm incredibly stoked that this kite's finally coming out. It's been a lot of months of testing and back to back with Frank. I mean, Frank and I have been having so much WhatsApp contact and phone calls about what to change and what we can try. And I feel like we really tried almost everything we could on this kite to make it as good as we can. I was pretty nervous when we had the dealer meeting, because you really hope everybody likes it. Otherwise, all the work you did was like, maybe Giel's not the right guy to help Frank create this kite. But I feel like we got so many really good responses that everyone in Core was absolutely flabbergasted by how much response there was, and how many people immediately who tried it ordered some kites and said, this is the kite for us to progress on now. So yeah, it was quite a relief. I can tell you that.
Well done. No, you're an absolute legend, bro. And thanks for taking the time to update us on all the new gear. And I hope to ride with you soon. I wish you all the best for the launch, and I hope to see you soon, brother.
All right, sounds good.
All
See you
right.
soon.
Much love, bro. Ciao.
Now that I know everything about the Core Pace Pro and its bar, I cannot wait to try this 3-strut Alula design from Core. Obviously, there's a lot of brand coming out with the 3-strut design with Alula in it, so I cannot wait to test the Pace Pro along with others. And as soon as I get my hands on them, I will get them in the air and tell you more about it. So thanks for watching. Check it out on kitemana.com, and happy days.
How do you set the pace? To play it safe? Or push the limit? To stay in line?